Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Free Training Friday. I'm the host and creator, Adrienne Hill, and I help coaches, course creators, and network and affiliate marketers like you to build the skills, the structure, and the systems that you need to scale to 6 figures in revenue. And this week, we are talking about 3 steps to manifest your successful business. Now, I know manifesting is a really popular topic with some. Others would simply call it creating. Call it whatever you would like. But one thing I know for sure is that if you want to create success in your business, you have to be able to follow these 3 steps to make it become a reality. So as you join me, say hello, let me know that you're here. Hey, Kathy, good to see you here. So we are talking about the 3 steps that it takes to manifest your successful business. Okay. And honestly, if I'm being very honest, this is the number one thing, a huge driver that I see separate people that are successful from those who are not, is the ability to do this, the ability to visualize, the ability to actually create a very tangible future. Okay, so it's super important to be able to action this, because otherwise you're kind of just left feeling like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall. You're using the hope and pray method, and prayer is powerful, but it's not necessarily going to get your business to where it needs to be all on its own. You need some other tools in your tool belt, okay, in order to help you get there. So let me know as you come in where you're joining from. I happen to be live streaming to multiple locations at once. You might be catching me in my private Facebook group, or you might be finding me on YouTube or even over on LinkedIn. So let me know where it is that you're joining from, and let me know in the comments, what kind of business are you building? Because a lot of times I can tailor the trainings to the people who are live in the audience. So let me know as you come in where you're joining from and what your business is all about. I would love to know. I'm very curious. Oh, hey, Sarah, so good to see you in California. So beautiful there. I love it. I love it. So let's jump into these 3 steps, because these are going to make a massive difference in terms of you being able to actually manifest a successful business. So the very first step, and this is the one that most people don't know how to do, okay, and we're actually going to go through a guided exercise together, okay? The very first step is to clarify your future vision. Okay. So just like if we were going to hop in the car and go, to go somewhere, the very first question before you even start the car, before you even pull out of your driveway, you're going to ask, hey, where are we going? Right? You can't get somewhere if you don't know where you're going, but you'd be surprised at how many people do not create a crystal clear vision on where they are going. Okay. You have to know where you're going or you can't get there. Right? Now, how many of you, let me know in the comments, a lot of times when I go through this exercise with people, what they end up saying is, I say, well, let's break it down. What it is that you're trying to create, what kind of business would feel good to you? What do you want your hours to look like, right? And we start going into questions. Sometimes I feel people pull back and they're like, well, but if I say that out loud, if I declare that goal, if I declare that revenue that I want, if I declare that lifestyle that I want, and then I don't hit it, then I'm just kind of setting myself up for disappointment. Have you guys ever felt that way? Have you ever felt resistant to creating a vision because then you feel like you're just setting yourself up for disappointment? I know early on in my business, I really struggled with this as well, because I thought, well, dozens upon dozens upon dozens of times, I set goals, whether it was revenue goals or when I was in network marketing, recruiting goals, right? And I almost never hit them. So after a while, declaring them, saying it out loud, putting it out there, just felt like setting myself up for failure. Have you guys ever felt that way? Drop a 1, just the number 1, in the comments below. If you've ever resisted creating a vision, writing down your goals, declaring things out loud because you felt like you were just setting yourself up for disappointment. Okay, so drop a 1 below if that's ever held you back, because I want to address that before we go into the exercise, because I don't want this to hold you back. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Okay, I hear that, Sarah. And for a long time, that's exactly how I felt. Okay, Kathy's feeling this too. But after I show you what I'm going to show you today, okay, you're not going to need to let that hold you back anymore. Okay, so if you've been holding off on declaring these things out loud or putting a line in the sand or saying it because you just don't want to set yourself up for disappointment, I want you to just set that aside for a moment. Okay, because what we're going to do, before I even show you the other steps, I want to take you through a guided exercise on how to clarify your future vision. Now, this is going to have to be really quick because Free Training Friday is usually only 15 minutes long. But I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to get a longer guided version of exactly what we're doing today with a strategist on my team at the end of the call if you find it helpful. Okay, so let's do this together. The first step is always knowing how to clarify your future vision. You have to know where you're going or you can't get there. Okay, so whether you close your eyes and you imagine this, or whether you're writing it down in a notebook, or whether you're just visualizing it in your mind, whatever it is you need to do, I'm going to take you guys through a guided exercise, a couple of questions, okay, so that you can visualize this future. Because let me tell you the key here. The more clarity you create this vision with, the more detail you put into it, the more you can literally close your eyes and see it in your mind's eye with ultra clarity, the easier it is going to be to step into it, right? Because you can practically see it. I mean, you can practically smell the room and see, whatever it is you're seeing in your mind when it's crystal clear. Okay, the more clear it becomes in your mind, the more likely you are to be able to, in your mind, step into that space. And every time you're in your mind stepping into that space, or saying, well, I'm not there yet, but I'm one step closer. I see myself approaching this scene. I see myself approaching this end state. That's essentially what manifesting is. Visualizing it with such clarity here that you can actually create it in the real world. But it starts here. And you can visualize, you can call it visualizing, you can call it manifesting, use whatever word feels good to you. Okay? But once you can create it here, you can create it in the real world. But it starts here. Our minds are powerful tools that we really should be using to our advantage. So I recently hosted a workshop and I took people through a guided exercise like this. And I was completely unexpected, but it's the reason I set up this training. A handful of them afterwards said, can you just create a YouTube video where the whole thing is just this exercise? Like, I would listen to it once a week if I had this. So here we go. Let's do it. Okay. Get in a comfortable place. As long as you're not driving, it's ideal if you close your eyes. Okay. Because you have to be able to visualize it. Or if you're the kind of person that likes to write it in a notebook, because something about that locks it in your brain, that works too. But we're going to go through this little exercise together. Okay. And if your eyes aren't closed and it's not too much of a problem for you guys to comment and let me know how it's going, feel free to comment because I do want this to be interactive. Okay. So first things first, I want you to imagine a future state 1 year from now. 1 year from now. And there's something magical about 1 year. 5 years, even 3 years feels so far away that it feels unreachable, right? 6 months is too close. But 1 year is like this perfect state, this perfect future where it's far enough in the future that you can dream, but it's not so far that it feels too far away. So I want you to envision 1 year from now, the business that you're building. And we're going to imagine, what does success look like in that business? Now, for all of you, how you define success might be different. So I want you each to visualize in your own mind what success looks like. So I want you to imagine that you and I are personally meeting on Zoom because we're going to celebrate that you've built the exact business that you want. Okay? You're sitting down. Now I want you to close your eyes if it's helpful. You're sitting down at the beginning of the day and you're ready to start your workday. Okay? Where are you? What room are you in? Or what space are you in? Maybe you're outdoors. Maybe you're indoors. Maybe you're outdoors. But you're sitting down to work on your business. Heck, maybe for you, maybe you're on the beach somewhere. Maybe you're on a cruise ship, right? It depends on what does success look like to you. So first, I want you to envision a space around you. Where are you? And if you want to share in the comments, I would love to see where you are. Okay. Now, what does your lifestyle look like? Ooh, we have someone in the she shed. I love that, Sarah. That's awesome. Right? What does your perfect day look like? How many hours a day do you work on average? Do you still have a day job, or are you 100% focused on business now? We have someone on the new deck. I love it. Got a she shed. Got a new deck. Right? My guess is both of these places have a nice calming, inspirational effect on you. Yeah. This office that you always see me in, this is my happy place. Right? That's the place for me. How many hours a day on average are you working? I want you to write that down or lock it into your memory. Are you still working a day job? Have you left that job? Are you 100% focused on business? Are you blending? What does that look like? Like exactly how many hours a day are you working? And what is that blend between a traditional job and a business? Okay, lock that into your mind. Because you're sitting down, you're about to start some work, and you know it's going to be a certain number of hours, a certain period of time, 100% focused on business. I like that. Yeah. And I remember there was a time I was blending and there was a time I went 100%. And there's that time period in between. So 1 year from now, where are you? Where are you? Another 100% on business. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. So you see the space. You're sitting down. You know how many hours a day you work. When you look at your revenue for your business, what kind of revenue are you bringing in month on month? What does that look like for you? Is it consistent? Is it still up and down, but it's trending up? Right? I mean, we want to be realistic here. We don't want to say, I want to make $1 million, right? I mean, it's 1 year from now. So we have to be realistic, but we can still dream. What does your revenue look like month on month? What does the trend in revenue look like? Okay. Awesome. I love this. I love that you guys are sharing that. So we see, right? And is it consistent? Is it stable or is it growing? What is it doing? Okay, awesome. Trending up from 5,000 a month. Great. I like that. Okay. And what kinds of activities will your day be filled with? Things you actually want to do. What kinds of business activities do you enjoy? For those hours, each hour per day that you said you would work, how many hours a day you're going to work? What kinds of activities make up those work hours? Okay. And maybe equally importantly, what kinds of activities are you not doing? Maybe there's certain things that you're doing in your business right now that you don't actually like, and you'd like to kick them to the curb. So I want you to think through what kinds of activities are in your business work time and what kinds of activities are not. What kinds of activities are you going to streamline out of your business? Okay, so I'm seeing things in your day, meeting with your clients, creating content. I love it. And I see that's you, Kim. I don't know why your name's not popping up, but I see you there. Videos. Are videos a part of your day or something you're not a part of your day? Awesome. And sometimes it means, this is a perfect example. Thank you, Sarah. Sometimes it means that you're hiring someone else to do certain things that you know have to get done, but you know you don't want to do them. You don't have to do everything, which is another great idea. In this future state, do you have a support team? Maybe you have your first virtual assistant, right? Maybe you're hiring out certain things. I like this one, hiring out the social media content. That's a great idea, right? So what's in your workday? What are you doing? What are you not doing? Right? So now we're visualizing our space that we're in, what that looks like, how we're spending our time, how much time we're dedicating to business, activities that we ourselves are doing, activities we're no longer doing, or maybe we're delegating, or maybe we've just quit doing completely. Right? And so I want you to visualize this with great clarity of what success looks like. Are there certain debts that you've paid off that you no longer carry? Are there certain trips that you've planned that now get to be a part of your lifestyle because of what your business has afforded you? Right? Are there certain days of the week that you don't work at all? Right? What exactly does that lifestyle look like? So visualize it with great clarity. Oh, that's amazing. I also would love to travel there. I have wanderlust big time. So travel is always a part of my vision. It's just kind of who I am. It's part of my makeup. Ooh, that's phenomenal. See? So, because what I want you guys to wrap your head around, your business is not just a business. Your business is a vehicle to enable the lifestyle that you want. Right? I don't want you to just build a business. I want you to build a complete life very strategically by design. Your business is the vehicle that can get a whole lot of your personal lifestyle items that you want, can unlock those. Right? So, right now we're starting to get into some details. Right? What time does your workday end? Who is around you? Are you alone? Are you with others? Is it quiet in your workspace? Do you have music there? Right? I mean, literally close your eyes and visualize yourself there working. What is your mood? Are you motivated? Right? Are you inspired? What is your actual mood? What are your emotions? Are you excited to work on your business? Yeah. And hey, that's not such a bad idea. You might even let your husband enjoy it too. Yeah. Who's around you? Who's included in this vision? Okay. Do you see how we're adding a lot of detail around this? It's important to build that and clarify that future vision so that you can step into it. Okay. So we've only just barely scratched the surface. Okay. My team offers what we call strategy sessions where we'll go deep into this exercise with you for 45 minutes to really build this out, because you have to know where you're going before you can get there. Okay. But at least we've gotten a start here today. Would you guys agree? Is this helpful to kind of visualize? Yeah, exactly. Feeling excited, feeling motivated. The idea of like giving clients some success. That's awesome. That's awesome. So now the next step, you have to identify your roadblocks. What's preventing you from just freely flowing to that future state? Right? Anything that is slowing you down, blocking your progress, standing in the way. Anything that you realize, well, I know this needs to be a part of my business, but I don't even know how to do it. Or every time I try to do it, it doesn't quite turn out right. Or darn it, I wish someone else would just do it. What are those roadblocks? What are those things that are slowing you down, blocking your progress? What are the things you know you need to figure out, but you just, maybe you don't even know what you don't know? You know that something's missing, but maybe you're not even sure what it is, right? So I'm seeing lots of things come up, other commitments and time, my brain, cash flow, debts, lack of a clear vision, right? There's all kinds of reasons. There's all kinds of roadblocks that could come into play. But I encourage you to also think about skill sets that you know you're going to need. Remember that revenue goal that we talked about that you have, that you declared, whether you said it out loud or whether you just locked it into your mind? It'll take certain skill sets to get you there, right? How do you feel about marketing yourself on social media? How do you feel about attraction marketing, about copywriting, about knowing what to say and how to say it to get people to take a look at your offers? How do you feel about sales? How do you feel about closing more clients or customers or recruits? Are you comfortable with that process? Right? How do you feel about the tech side of things? Right? How do you feel about collecting money, setting up funnels? How do you feel about those things? Okay, so we got some emotions coming out. Oh. Anything that makes you feel like this, and this is a legit feeling, if it makes you feel like that, okay, that's probably a roadblock. Write it down or lock it in, right? You have to be clear on those roadblocks, on those challenges, on those barriers, because the only way that we can achieve that vision is to identify those roadblocks and clear them out of the way. If you're not going through that process of identifying your roadblocks and your challenges and clearing them, then you're just kidding yourself. That's why so many people hold themselves back from creating the vision, because they're like, well, I'm just setting myself up for disappointment. It's because they're missing step 2. If you're identifying these roadblocks, these challenges, and these barriers such that you can clear them, you can absolutely achieve that vision, right? But you have to know how to clear those problems. The first step to clearing them is just knowing what the problems are. I mean, you have to get real. You have to look at them. It's not necessarily fun, but it's important. If you're being the CEO of your business, it's important to do that. Yeah, feeling better about it every week. Failing is tough, but let me tell you something about failure. Failure is a prerequisite to success. There's not a single successful business owner who can look back at their track record and say, I've never failed once, ever. Like, that's ridiculous, right? Everyone fails. Because with every single thing you do in business, you either get the result that you want or you get the learning you need to get the result you want next time. You could call that failure. I call it learning, right? It's a prerequisite to success, okay? But you have to get super clear on those roadblocks. Now, we're not going to have you sit in that roadblock space and just stay there, because that feels terrible. That's where step 3 comes in. We're not going to leave you there, don't worry. Step 3 is you create your success strategy. How are you going to clear those roadblocks? How are you going to get them out of the way? How are you going to complete the skill sets that you don't currently have? How are you going to move those challenges out of the way? What order are you going to attack them in? How are you going to prioritize them? Right? I mean, it seems so logical and simple on the surface to say, oh, sure, we create a vision, identify the roadblocks, and then create a strategy to clear those roadblocks. Like, it sounds easy, but when you get into the guts of it, it starts to get complicated. Who here, drop your favorite emoji below if you're feeling like, if you're inside, you're feeling like, yeah, but my situation's kind of complicated. I got some stuff going on. It's harder for me than the average person, I think. I'm pretty sure. Right? Let me know if you feel like, yeah, this seems easy on the surface, but I got some stuff and my stuff is complicated. Or it seems like it should be simple, but every time I try to activate it, it starts feeling complicated, right? So we're getting a little bit of that. People feeling like, oh gosh, my situation's unique. My business is unique. So what seems simple on the surface, I get a little brain emoji. I like that. You guys are creative. I love this. I love this. So, and that's the thing. The devil's always in the details. Implementing is always the hardest part. But you can't implement a strategy until you create it. We got to create it first. So when I scheduled this event, I asked you guys, if you had a success blueprint that was 100% clear and actionable, would you follow it? Would you follow it? If someone said, someone listened to you for an entire hour about your exact business, your exact situation, your exact offers, your audience, your business, and helped you map all of this out, and then helped you create that success strategy that was tailored to you, would that be helpful to you? So I'm saying, yeah, absolutely. Like especially if someone else created this entire strategy for you and it was really clear, here's the vision, here's the roadblocks, here's how we're going to clear them, here's how we're going to strategize and prioritize. And now all you have to do is follow it. Would that be helpful to you? Yeah. Someone to help me figure out my offers. Yeah, I hear that for sure. For sure. So if that would be helpful to you guys, I have a gift for you. I always offer a free gift on these trainings, and today is no different. If you simply say strategy below, you'll get a free strategy session with my team, and we will essentially go through this 3-step process with you in a deep dive, 1-hour free coaching session. Okay? And we will help you to create that vision, identify your roadblocks, and set your strategy moving forward of how you're going to move past these things. Okay? So if that would be helpful to you, to take the idea of these 3 steps that we introduced today, but to go deep on the topic, simply say strategy. And someone on my team will connect with you and hook you up. Okay? So we already see, awesome, this is helpful. Good, I'm so glad. So those are the 3 key steps to manifesting your successful business. And a lot of times it's just a matter of getting deep, getting detailed, right? And putting together a plan that you can actually strategize around. Yay, I'm glad that this is exciting for you. We have a lot of people scooping this up. Awesome, awesome, you guys. That's great. I really would love for each of you to manifest and create and step into that future vision that you've created with clarity and purpose, and for it to feed a whole new level of motivation and inspiration for you in your business. So I hope that was helpful, you guys. And I will be here every Friday for Free Training Friday. And so with that, I will see you guys next week, and happy manifesting, friends.